Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 1390. It's a tier 9 French light tank and it's located on the east spawn of Paris. And it's under the command of igunter of Philo. And I think you can see it's got a mark of excellence on the barrels. So what can I tell you about the AMX 1390? Well, it's air transportable. It's a very light tank, light armour, heavy gun, or big gun, very fast. So it's got good hitting power. It's got a 3-man crew, and the 90mm version is an upgrade from the standard 75mm. They built them from 1966 until 1988 when they phased them out. Now he's not moving away from the spawn point at all. Oh, he is now. Oh, and an enemy's turned up. It's a black dog. And there's a lot of tanks in the way. Oh, can't get a shot in. And fires around in at that black dog, but didn't get a hit unfortunately. But the black dog did take a lot of damage. And he's down to 16% of his health now. And he's dead. He's just been taken out by our batch at 12 ton. And igunter's headed up to the open area at the top of the map in the north. Okay, instead of going for the normal spotting points, he's actually headed towards the steps. We've got a Wizzy 132 off to the north, going to the roadworks, and igunter goes onto the steps. He's hiding in this little area. There's a ridgeline there which protects him from view, popping up into the bush. Well, from the bush, if he can get in there, it's a really good spotting point. The 132 has gone into the roadwork, so he just got hit by the Arty. So he's just taken a big chunk out of him. igunter's trying to get up into the bush, but it's a very narrow bush. You can see he's got a lot of difficulty trying to squeeze in. Plus there's a T-54 first prototype just a short way away. Now he wants to keep out of view of that first prototype, who's taking fire at this moment. But if he gets seen by that first prototype, then he could be fired upon by the enemy. And there's an AMX CDC also making it to the roadworks. The Wizzy 132 is making a move. Okay, he's quickly going towards our ridgeline, and igunter's going to have to fire. He does! Can he finish off the 132? Yes! Got him, but he's going to have to pull down, otherwise he'll get hit. So, reloading the magazine, 21.56 seconds, 22 seconds. Just keeping that CDC in view for a quick second. He's going to pull into this little alcove. It's Arty safe in here. Can't be hit by the enemy Arty at this point, but it's not safe if an enemy medium or light tank assaults you in there. Now he's reloaded, ready to go. I think he's going to go back to his bush. Yep. And this time round he squeezes in. You can just see the reference points are well hidden from this side. From this side he's just got one of the reference points out. The T-54 Mob 1 could have seen him, but for the fact that he's just slightly below his vision line. And we're looking for that CDC and we can't see him. He might be in the bushes. That's the position that Salty recommends. Salty Jedi who actually told me about that. But the CDC could be behind that gravel. Now we've got an Arty off to the east, so the moment we spot that CDC, he can put a round into him. And we've got some of the I think it's the Centurion 5-1. There's the CDC. Okay, the Centurion was indicating the standard B's going towards the CDC. Is he going to take him out? Oh no, it's the Arty who gets him. Okay, the T-54 Mob 1's moved forward though. He's on the midpoint and he's firing at the standard B, I think. So igunter's going up. He's going to have an engage him. Goes for the lower plate, gets around it. 2 rounds in, pulls back before the T-54 can respond. Still got 2 rounds in the mag. Oh, he scooted out of there. He was a one shot, so he had to get out. He couldn't stay around. But the enemy is now in our end of the map, and this is going to get very, very dicey. I think igunter's decided that it's been better off if he goes to the other end. The standard B's made it to the other end. He's getting past all these roadworks. and headed for the enemy cap, I think. About the only thing they can do at this point is cap. Most of their team has been wiped out. There's only 5 of them remaining. Looks like igunter's going to try a few pot shots at long range at the enemy. Okay, it's got 4 rounds. Puts a round through the Oho. No, that goes into the tracks. Oh, he just took a big hit from the Lurver. He needs to get out of there quick. Run. Dodge as you can. Ooh, that one hit the tracks. Okay, the standard B's in the cap. He's gone into the bushes. He's hiding. Okay, now igunter needs to hide. He needs to get into the bushes as well. The enemy's going to be headed this direction to get a reset. So he must get into cover. He just needs to pick the right bush. Okay, he's headed over. We've got 22 seconds left. 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. The Lurver's turned up. Here's the Lurver. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which bush are we in? And... oh my god, there's the Death Star. And the Death Star fires. We get a round into him. And we've capped out and won. Oh my god. The standard B was killed at the last second. But we've won. So, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Oh my god. igunter, he got a 3rd class tanker and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his vehicle. But because the rest of his team were wiped out, and because he capped out and the enemy did not hit him until they'd already hit 100 cap points, he gets a Kolobanov for being the last man alive and winning against the odds against a whole host of enemy. igunter managed to get around into that Death Star at the last moment and took him out. And for that, you know, because he got it and because he moved directly after he'd fired, so the enemy was all confused. It was too late. They killed the standard B, but it was too late. They'd already got the 100 cap points and it was all over. So congratulations, igunter. You get the Kolobanov because you were the last man alive on your team after you capped out. And that was a pretty effective way to get one as well, but very, very hectic at the end. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. You didn't get the highest amount of damage. You came 3rd on damage with 1,919 hit points of the overall. You did come joint top with the T30 and the Batch at 155.58. All got 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, you were right at the top of the table with 683. Just look at the number of enemy that were alive at the end of that battle. There was 7 enemy alive. So 1 tank stood against 7 enemy and won. Well, in actual fact, I should say that you did stand with the help of 81 Deny, the Prototypo Standard B, who was in the cap at the end and did manage to get a significant number of cap points, 60, just before he was just before you completed the cap and he was killed. But it is still valid if your enemy, if you cap out and win and then your teammate is killed in the cap and you're the last one out, last one in, then you have won, and if they didn't kill you, then it's a Kolobanov, so you've done it. So shots fired, 12 shots fired, 10 direct hits, 9 penetrations, damage of 1,919 hit points, of which 266 were at more than 300 meters. You received 4 hits during that battle. 2 were penetration, 2 were non-penetration. Very lucky on those because they actually went into the tracks. If they actually had hit your vehicle, I think, and gone through the armor, I think that might have been a different story at the end, because they might have been able to take you out of the game. You hit 5 of the enemy, you killed 2 of the enemy, and you did damage assistance of 256 hit points, and you managed to get 40 cap points. Obviously, the standard B getting the other 60. On a premium count, you earned 32,166 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, you still took away 17,710 credits. you receive 1025 XP, and there was no multipliers, so I'm afraid that's all you took away. But it was one lucky Kolobanov, as you say in the end, and a late kill on a Death Star. You went right for the lower plate, right through his plating, wiped him out, and thank God you moved at the last moment, because I think if those tanks had fired where you were, I think, and you'd stayed where you were, I think it might have been a different story, especially if that Lerva put that round into your body rather than into the tracks. So congratulations, igunter. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.